What's up, kings and queens? It's your girl Kayla DeReese. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, what's good? Alright guys, so if you caught one of my recent videos about how I made over $1,000 with Shipt in just 9 days, then you know that this side hustle for me has been a success. So today I just want to give you some tips on being a Shipt shopper and how to be a successful Shipt shopper. If that interests you, keep watching. Before we get into the video, please hit the subscribe button down below, tap the notification bell so that you don't miss any uploads. All right, people, so I have broken down all of my tips into categories. So the first category that I want to discuss is claiming orders, how you claim your orders, the best way to go about claiming your orders for successful trips. So the first thing that you want to do is set your alarm for 6 o'clock in the morning every day, or at least set your alarm for the days that you know you're going to pick up some orders, because Shipt actually sends out all of the orders for the day that they already have. Obviously, people can submit orders throughout the day. However, Shipt sends out the orders that they have for the day beginning at 6 o'clock in the morning. So what I do personally is set my alarm for like 5:58 in the morning so that I can get up and actually be attentive and paying attention for when those Shipt orders come through. So you want to make sure that you set your alarm for the days that you know you're going to try and pick up some orders so that they can filter those orders to you as soon as possible. And if you're not on the schedule, so that you can claim what orders they put, publicly that you can, claim in your area. Another thing that you will want to do is on the days that you know you want to pick up orders, go ahead and put yourself on the schedule. And I will insert a clip of how to do so. You can actually go in and put yourself on the Shipt schedule for 7 days out. So today is Wednesday, for instance. I can set myself on the schedule every day until next Wednesday. And you can do it for 24 hours if you want to, or if you only want to put yourself on the schedule for 2 hours every day, or 1 hour this day and then not again until next Wednesday, then you can do that as well. Or you don't have to put yourself on the schedule at all. You can just pick up orders whenever you want to. But the best way to actually get Shipt to filter those orders to you is to already be on the schedule. So I will show you those. So that's another way for you to get orders and for you to be able to claim orders ahead of time, because a lot of times Shipt will get orders for like maybe next Monday, and if you're already on the schedule, they may offer you an order for next Monday because you're already on the schedule. So you can plan ahead and already have booked, an order for next Monday. Another tip for success is making sure that you don't overbook yourself when it comes to claiming orders. I've done 4 orders at a time before, but for those 4 orders, I think 2 of them only had 1 item and the other 2 had like 2 or 3 items each. That is probably my max. I will never go over 4 orders at a time. And also, if I do have 4 orders, they will never be multiple items at a time, just because you don't want to get confused with which items belong to which customer, where they need to be delivered. You just don't want to confuse anyone's purchases and their orders. But to each his own, if you feel like you can manage it, go for it. It does help to cut down on, your shop time and your delivery time when you can do multiple orders. So it does help a lot. However, I do not suggest, trying to do 10 orders at a time. If you do multiple orders, just make sure that they're, somewhat small. I have done I think the biggest orders I've done at a time was like 2 orders. One had like 30 items. The other one had like 15. But I'm not going to do more than that. If I have more than, 2 orders, it has to be fairly small orders. So just kind of gauge what you're comfortable with. So the next category for my Shipt tips is communication. Make sure that you communicate with your customer. Over communication is always better than no communication at all. So even if it feels like you're texting them nonstop because of substitutions, do that. Yeah, a lot of the stores, especially during this time, do not have a lot of the things that they actually want, but that's okay. If it does not specify that they do not want to substitute, text them, you know, what their options are. And if it says, you know, that they would like for you to use your best judgment, do so. Just choose whatever the best option is. Don't choose the most expensive option. Choose whatever is relatively close to what they wanted in price and the actual item. And then if they don't respond within a reasonable amount of time, just choose the best option and move forward. Just make sure that you convey to them what the item was that you are subbing out for what they originally wanted. Me personally, if it's getting close to my delivery time and I've waited, you know, 30, 45 minutes for them to text me back, I will go ahead and sub it out unless it specifies to not sub. Then I just won't, and I will leave that item out of my purchase. If it specifies not to sub it out, then I won't. But if it says, you know, that I can choose something, I'll just go ahead and do it. But do not wait for the customer to actually text you back or, you know, respond to your message if you've waited, you know, 30, 45 minutes, an hour. I've waited an hour for someone before and they never responded. Don't waste your time. You still have a delivery time to make, and it's still your responsibility to be on time. So use your best judgment, move on, pick an option, whatever you can sub out, and move on to the next thing while you're waiting for them to text you so that you're not wasting your time. All right, moving along. Along with communication, I would suggest actually personalizing your intro message when you actually text them. Normally, I'm just like, hey, this is Kayla, your Shipt shopper. I'm beginning your order. Please let me know if you need anything else, and I will be happy to grab it for you. Thank you for choosing Shipt today. Smiley face. Smiley face. I always add a smiley face. I don't even know why. It's just nice, whatever. So I add that, send it, and then I start their order. A lot of people will just say, you know, thank you. Don't really add anything else. Sometimes people will be like, oh yeah, I forgot to add this to my order. Please grab this for me as well. And then you just add it to their order. Some people don't even respond at all. So don't be offended if they don't respond. Just keep it moving. But also your like text saying that you're on the way to drop off their order, you can personalize that as well. I don't tend to personalize that too much, but I think the one that is already like in Shipt's app says something like, I will see you soon, which I won't, because most of my orders, I never see the actual customer because everything is drop off only because of, you know, the no contact or contactless delivery. So I always change that last little bit to I am on my way and will drop off soon instead of we'll see you soon. So I kind of flip that up a little bit. And then after I deliver, I send a message saying, your delivery has been dropped off. Thank you for choosing Shipt. Have a wonderful day. Boom, done. So yeah, just making sure your communication is on point. Whenever I communicate with the customer, I actually get more tips. Like more people give me tips and then the tips are actually better. So just go for it. I know a lot of times people would prefer to not talk to each other. However, that's part of the job, is actually communicating. You don't have to see them face to face. You don't have to talk to them face to face, but actually communicating with them about what they're purchasing, and where you are in their order is part of the jobs. Shipt will give you like a weekly report because after each purchase, the customer can do a survey on your service and they can give feedback. So you can kind of hear back weekly about, you know, what the customer has to say about you and your service. All right, so my next tips are solely just about shopping, okay? So tip number one about shopping in general, wear comfortable shoes. Because listen, you are going to be all over these stores, okay? I cannot tell you how many steps I have taken in a Meijer. Let me tell you something, baby. I have walked all over, basically ran all over all of the Meijer, I feel like, in the city of Louisville. Where else? Target, Meijer and Target are like my two main stores. Wear some comfortable shoes. One day I did not, and listen, RIP to my arches and my Achilles, because baby, they were burning, okay? Make sure that you wear comfortable shoes, because you will be all over the store. Also, with that, this is not even really one of my tips, but making sure that you actually review what your items list is, so that you can kind of strategize where you want to go in the store first. If you have cold items, don't go to the cold items first. If you have frozen stuff, don't go there first. Especially if it's a long list of things, don't go get those things first. Make sure that if you have like beauty stuff, health and beauty things, go get those things first. That stuff won't go bad. If you have dairy stuff, cold things, frozen things, keep those things for last, just so that they won't thaw out and they won't go bad. Just kind of strategize and plan out where you want to go in the store first before you even start your actual trip. It'll save you some time. It'll actually save your body. Yeah. All right. So since some of these days, also because shopping, you're going to be using your phone. With Shipt, you're going to be using your phone like the entire time. You're on the app the whole time. You're looking up the items. You're scanning the items. You're texting the customer. You're using your phone the entire time. You're using your GPS to get from the store to the drop-off location. Or if you're doing shop-only items or shop-only orders, you're actually having to still communicate with the customer while you're waiting. Your battery is going to be draining. So I always suggest to pack a portable charger and or a car charger. The last thing that you want to do is have your phone die in the middle of an order. And this has never happened to me before, but I got really close. And one day I was in Meijer, my phone was on like 10%. I ended up buying a charger in Meijer and plugging it up in my car, and all was well. So that worked out for me that day. However, I don't know what I would have done had my phone died before I actually had a chance to charge it. So never let your phone die. Make sure you have a portable charger and or a car charger, something of the sort, so that you don't have that issue. Also, during this like summertime, summer moving into early fall, make sure that you pack water, maybe a snack or something, just because if you're planning on doing this, you know, for the whole day, or you're going to be out throughout the day doing it, you want to stay hydrated. You want to have some sort of snack. That way you're not spending your money like every single day to go do the shops, because it's not going to be worth it if you're constantly spending money while you're in the store just to get food or get drinks or whatever. But making sure that you have a little snack, have water or a drink or whatever, so that you have something for yourself to kind of stay hydrated and nourished while you are shopping. Another thing, stay sanitary. Wear gloves, please, because you're touching so many things. Wear gloves, change them after every order. Use hand sanitizer. Obviously, wear your mask. None of these stores are going to allow you in without a mask anyway, but practice safe and social distancing practices. So yeah, just be cautious, but I do suggest wearing gloves and using hand sanitizer, because it's a lot. You're touching a lot of things and a lot of items and coming into contact with a lot of people and a lot of stuff all the time. Be safe. My last actual shopping tip is to keep some extra shopping bags in your trunk. So for the two stores that I normally go to, which are Target and Meijer, I have some Target and Meijer shopping bags in my trunk, just in case the ones that I actually have filled at the store, once I finish my order, if by the time that I get to the customers' houses, if they've ripped, then I can, rebag. You don't want to show up there with their bags all ripped and torn. So I do have extra bags in my trunk just in case of an emergency, and I need to rebag. So that's optional, obviously, but it is something to think about. And last but not least, Shipt support. So Shipt does have like an awesome support team. They are available via email, via chat support, via telephone. They have Facebook groups. They have like everything. But what I will say is that it's much easier to contact them via the chat agent on the app than it is to contact them on the phone when you're actually doing an order. So I would suggest, if you're in the middle of an order and you have like something going on and it's an emergency or it's urgent, contact them via the chat agent directly from your app versus trying to go through the telephone, just because you'll have to wait way longer that way. And they're normally pretty quick. I think the longest that I've ever had to wait was like 10 minutes for someone, 10 or 15 minutes for someone to actually respond on the chat agent. And everything got taken care of. They even apologized for my wait. However, that was the absolute longest that I've ever had to wait for them. Normally they're really quick and it's not an issue whatsoever, but they are 100% like super on top of things. So always, always, always use the chat agent first, in my opinion, especially if it's something urgent. Then maybe use the telephone number. Comment down below if you're actually interested in starting to be a Shipt shopper. I'm like really excited to hear about this because I've talked to a few people and they're like, this sounds like something I would like to do. And I'm excited for some of you guys to get started. So comment down below if you think you're gonna begin sometime soon. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you on the next Wealth Wednesday. Peace.